Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast, where we discuss all things crypto markets. That includes the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, meme coins, and of course, NFTs. Today, we're going to talk about Robinhood's prediction market announcement yesterday. We're going to talk about a little bit of a look ahead at Coinbase's event today, their system update, and we're going to have prediction market alpha courtesy of Easy. Thank you all for listening today. If you're listening on Twitter, give us a like, bookmark, comment, retweet, push us out there in the algorithm. If you are listening on YouTube, drop a comment. Let us know what you want to talk about. And if you're listening on Zora, drop us a line. Let us know you're out there. We stream to Zora each and every day. You can find us at zora.co/dailybone. We're streaming there each and every day, checking out comments from Zora as well and sharing them on the stream. What's up, Easy? How you feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm not bad. Well rested. Daughter didn't wake up too much last night, which was good. So I'm feeling good. Ready to attack today. I also started my career as a polymarket bond trader.
I saw that. Congrats.
$13 yesterday.
Slow and steady. Base hit, score runs, man.
Yep, that's the game plan. So I've been looking for basically low risk, about to resolve markets and just taking the pennies on the dollar for them.
Honestly, I think it's not a bad way for a lot of people to just get familiar with prediction markets.
Yep, that was my fault.
I look at that and I'm like, this is a pretty straightforward way to get involved. And I think when I watch that, I'm like, oh yeah, this actually just kind of makes sense. Like, find some stuff that seems simple enough that you can understand it and why it's resolving that way, and take a swing, you know?
Yep, exactly. And then you're also getting like decent volume on the platform because, you know, you're putting capital into these like 99, 98% markets, and you're getting like a decent amount of volume, putting size in there and then earning, 1-2% on these closing trades. So good way to get familiar. Also, you can put limit orders in on some of these too, which is interesting, and sometimes they hit. So good way to get familiar with the ecosystem, looking at resolutions, how resolutions work, and markets that are resolving or about to resolve. So had a lot of fun with that yesterday. I took a bunch of the crypto price action before noon, when it closes at noon, like around like 11:30, 11:45, when things are pretty much not going to run. I mean, there's always a little bit of risk there, but I felt comfortable enough taking it close enough to that expiration that we weren't going to have these massive moves in the next 20-30 minutes. But that's always risk when you're dealing with these things. What have you been up to? You were streaming the Robinhood yesterday, right?
Yeah, we got Coinbase today. Yeah, I don't know. Mostly just taking swings on some of that stuff.
Mention markets on the big events. 2 streams back to back. That's big for you.
I know. It seems like we're slowly getting some stuff in there, you know? Like, we're slowly getting more mention markets. And that gives me a reason to stream. Thank you. Bless me. Bless me. I will say, man, the holidays, though, it's kind of dull. Like, not much is going on.
Yeah, I think I agree. Speaking of what's going on, I just sent the weather report over in the call sheet. Let's run through a little weather report, talk about the top news stories, and then we'll dive into, I think, some of this prediction market stuff. I have some questions about the Coinbase event.
All right, let's dive into it today. Today is Wednesday, December 17th. Looking over at the crypto roundup, the majors chopped on the day with Bitcoin just under 98,000 United States dollars. Ethereum approaching 3K. Bada bum bum bum. That's scary. Oh my good golly gracious. Solana at 129. That's even scarier. And hype at 27. Now that's terrifying, especially given the hype push on if they burn those reserve tokens in the whatever the hell it's called. Over the past 24 hours, the SEC concluded its investigation into AAVE. The 4-year investigation has finally concluded, with the SEC recommending no action against the DeFi platform. Next up, all eyes are looking to Coinbase's system update event, which will take place at 5 p.m. EST today. Expected topics include their prediction markets and tokenized equities. It seems that those leaks of their images for both of those assets have hit the timeline and are being focused on. Finally, it was a massive day for tokenization of equities. Securitize announced a new product that will allow tokenized equities to convey both dividends and voting rights to holders. Back to you in the studio.
Excellent weather report, as always. Easy. I think this is pretty cool because with tokenized equities in their current form, if you're buying stocks that have dividends, you weren't earning them. But now you can get a little bit more upside by owning on chain, which is definitely a cool thing. You talked about Coinbase. You're going to be streaming this later today. We've been waiting for the system update for almost a month now. Like you said, there's some leaks. You're going to be talking about tokenized equities and prediction markets. What are you looking for from this, both from like crypto announcement standpoint and then from mentioned markets?
Good question, to be honest. There's mentioned market wise, I'm taking the no on Echo and Kobe because it seems like we know what the topics are going to be around prediction markets and tokenized equities. And I don't think that they're going to acknowledge the individual himself. Similar to yesterday with Robinhood's market, they had Kalshi on there, and that was my biggest play was the no. I was like, Robinhood's not going to announce that they're using a third party for their prediction markets. Like their end goal is to make it seem like this is all in-house. And they're going to keep running with that because to them, it's the best way to make it look that way. So I actually got Kobe at like 55 cents and Echo right around the same. So I was pretty happy with my entry on both. There's a few other plays in there that I do like, but I don't love the strikes on them. They're like bids seem the most interesting. Like if you could get into tokenized equity near 80 cents, that feels good. I also like,
yes, 79 cents would be nice, right?
Yeah, so that's what I got in at was 79. But it was a really small position. I only got $10 in on it. So I was like, whatever. But I think you could probably put a bid in there and see if you can hit it for tokenized equity because that's one of the talking points. We know it is. It was like yesterday with the Robinhood market. We knew that they were going to talk about AI and prediction markets, and AI got hit in like the first 5 minutes, and I got in around 80 cents. If you know the topics, it's probably best if you can get in near that 80-cent mark and just make a 25% gain. Like it's not huge size, but there is an opportunity for it. So I was like, yeah, this feels good to get a swing on it and get some opportunity. I honestly almost like Ethereum 2+ times no.
Why is he gonna be saying Ethereum?
That's my thought, especially 2 times, because it's about equities and prediction markets. And we saw yesterday they said crypto as a market topic that you could trade prediction markets on for Robinhood, but not on what it's denominated in. Obviously, with it being Coinbase, the likelihood's much higher for mention of crypto assets like individual names. But I think their focus here is to go more the TradFi route.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, so I know they are like focusing on tokenized equities and prediction markets. Will they talk about anything else is the question, like ancillary topics that just aren't headline topics, and then some of these other things can bleed in?
Probably not, because you have to think there's no Q&A with these. They're pretty straightforward, right? Like that's the thing that I look at is like these are pretty clear cookie cutter stuff, you know? And I think that's why I'm like more interested in taking some swings on some of this stuff is because we know the topics. We know that it'll probably be less than an hour for the total thing. And yeah, key business updates, product announcements, lots of other cool stuff.
This first bullet is the tokenized equities and prediction markets. And there's 2 other bullets left.
Yeah, they say lots of other cool stuff and key business updates. The business updates are probably the fact that they're going towards this tokenized assets and where they view it from a financial standpoint, because these announcements are also kind of a push to drive stock price up. But it's you have to remember too, the reason I really like the no on Kobe and the no on Echo is they're not using Echo for their pre-sale stuff.
Right, they use their own in-house. Yeah, I mean, they're going to be using Echo. I mean, well, Echo is still going to be used, but there's like different tiers.
But it's separate.
Yeah, it's separate than what
so that's why I'm like, why would they do that during a big Coinbase focused announcement? You know what I mean? Like, so for me, I'd prefer to take the no at almost a coin flip odd because it feels mispriced. Like, I feel like the no should be right around where it is now at like 80 cents. I'm like, yeah, that feels significantly better as far as where it is.
Are we worried about Brian Armstrong
Yes.
looking at this market?
Yes. That's one of my main concerns is that he'll just rattle off the words again. But he got a lot of flack for it last time. So I'm like, maybe. Who knows?
If one of the things they want to launch are prediction markets, then I feel like you're going to not mess around and like game/insider, do whatever to prediction markets during the presentation.
I'm in the same boat.
So I think nose might be underpriced for some of these for people thinking that he's.
I think they're overpriced because of that.
Right. If you bet nose, you might be able to get yeses on the other side cheaper. Or sorry, you might be able to bet nose cheaper. Yeses should be overpriced because people might say, "Oh, he's going to be saying everything on this list like he did last time."
Yeah, really that's why I think you're getting a premium on the yeses because of that.
I think there's a good chance he says Echo, but I don't think there's any chance he says Kobe.
So I have a much bigger Kobe position than Echo. I have like 700 shares of Kobe and like 200 of Echo. But yeah, I don't think he's going to name drop a crypto Twitter native that the majority of investors don't understand.
Yeah. I mean, also, the case where he's talking in a big empty room and he says, "Oh, is there an echo in here?" And then you have to be worried about that too,
Which is fine. Once again, like I'm fine, but it's one of those tertiary trades where like if he doesn't say Echo, then he probably won't say Kobe. If he says Echo, there's still an opportunity he doesn't say Kobe. The same thing goes with like token sale is another one of those because that's what the platform's for. But with the tokenization of the securities, a token sale might make sense. I almost like no on token sale too. But at 88 cents, I don't like any of them. That's why it's like if you can get bids in closer to 60 on those, then I feel much better because you have a 66% return. So I'm like, yeah, that feels as a much better trade opportunity for me. Looking at it, I would not touch Solana. Honestly, the no on Solana is actually kind of interesting.
Really? Because they just announced native DEX trading on Solana over the last 2 weeks.
True. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like for a Coinbase thing, I don't like any of the individual like Bitcoin's on there. I would not take either side on Bitcoin. ETH 2+ times. The only reason I like it is because it's 2+. I like the no just because it's 2+ times.
Yeah.
Stablecoin 2+. I feel like it's gonna hit. Like everything's been about stablecoins, so I like that. Yeah, it's a tough market. This one's tough, which is why like I've really scaled down what I've taken. We went 4-2 on the Robinhood market, which I was pretty happy about. We lost on hedge because they said that, and then I forget what the other one we lost on was. I want to say we also lost on. Give me one sec. I have it. We also lost on crypto Bitcoin. They said it because I took that one like right as it was starting because I was like, why would Robinhood say crypto? And it was like 10 cents, and I was like, maybe they just don't say it, and they did as like a market that you could trade a prediction market on. So those are my 2 losses. We hit everything else. They said prediction like 40 times, and it was only 5+. And then they said trade like 15 times. So I was like, okay. I took the no on Trump, no on NFT, yes on AI. So like those were all pretty. That was like a pretty easy mention market if you could get filled. There wasn't a ton of volume, so it was much harder to get filled at decent prices. But yeah, this one I'm interested in.
So I have the transcript pulled up from the last earnings call. Ethereum only said once, and it was when he said everything from the call. Same thing with Bitcoin.
I like the no on Ethereum 2+ times.
Yeah, I think that one's good. I hope we answered your question on all that. I was a little distracted because I was tracking the prediction market about what Coinbase will say on their next earnings call. I just wanted to add here the words Bitcoin, Ethereum, blockchain, staking, and Web3 to make sure we get those in before the end of the call.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
And that's the only time he said Ethereum. Didn't say Solana at all. Only time he said Bitcoin. An earnings call is a little bit different than whatever this announcement is, but if you use that as a kind of a barometer, yeah, I think I like the Ethereum no on 2+. I think I'm with you here.
Yeah.
Small P Energy, always bringing the energy in the comments. I missed the days where we talked about the price of coin instead of whether Brian will see a Kobe during Coinbase's announcement. You can't tell me you're not having fun with some of these on these days when things are much slower. We can look at the Coinbase price action, though, and talk about what we think is going to happen with the announcement. I mean, prediction markets are big. They're one of the largest growing sectors in crypto. tokenized equities are the same thing. Like, do you like Coinbase stock in this scenario? I know
I do.
you've been big on Robinhood, and they're kind of expanding that same model.
I like Robinhood more though. That's why it's like I don't want exposure to both.
Right. You want the fastest horse, and you think Robinhood.
That's it. And I think Robinhood's going to capture more of the retail environment.
We got Coinbase up 1% in pre-market right now, 255. Let's take a look over at Robinhood. We're approaching all-time highs.
The Tesla chart's the most interesting equity chart for me. Just made all-time high yesterday. We should have taken that trade you mentioned.
Yeah, that was the will we get over 180 or what was that new all-time high?
Yep.
Yeah, what was that at? That was at like 90 some percent. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the market here. It was like Mag 7, right?
Yep, Mag 7, new all-time high, which I was like, interesting.
So that resolved the yes. We were talking about that yesterday on the show. So let's look at the 1 day. This was at only 72% when we were talking about it. So called that.
Yeah, no, that was an absolutely great hit. 70% on that. And then last night it ended up hitting, which I was like, good comms.
So it hit overnight? So what
I believe it hit pre-market was how it resolved. I would have to double check. But yeah, that was just a great shout by you in general. I was like, damn, good call.
Yeah. Nice work here.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Any other markets that you are looking at, mentions or otherwise?
Not really right now. It's more just like kind of taking it a little bit slow, seeing what we got, seeing where the market goes. Like, I don't want to take too many swings, but I like some of these mentions just based on what it is. I've been trading like some of the Netflix markets are interesting to me, just like top show. There's one that ends, I think, the 23rd. Where is it? Yeah, what will be the top Netflix US show next week?
Stranger Things?
I think it could be Stranger Things because you have what's it called coming out right after. The next Stranger Things is coming out on the 24th. So I think a lot of people might end up watching that. Sean Combs lost recently on the global.
Lost Man vs. Baby, right?
Yeah, on global though. So global, so Emily in Paris season 5 is coming out. That's at 55 cents. I like that a lot on the global market.
Interesting. I mean, that's a pretty big show in the US too, right?
Yeah, global's just everybody, so it includes that too.
Which
is why I like that.
Yeah, I guess Stranger Things is more US.
Like Man vs. Baby was not on the US market. It was big global, and it flipped the Sean Combs, which that flip happened kind of late. So that's why I like that one. Was like I was able to get in at like 65 cents, took the note. So I was like, okay, like you're just gonna give me this with it ending in 5 hours? Sure.
I saw that and I was looking, but I didn't know the resolution rules. I didn't know what was going on. So that was on my radar yesterday. I was looking at that as I was closing, but I didn't feel like in that.
But I like Emily in Paris here, season 5. I think that has a good chance. And then the US one, I like Stranger Things.
So this is where it resolves. It's the top 10.
Yep. And the issue is that only updates once a week, so you really don't get much information. There's a few other sites you can use to like track it and watch it and see like daily views, which that's more interesting to me.
So you can look at US here too, and we can see like this is the US one, how this resolved. 12/8 and 12/4. Wake Up Dead, a Knives Out mystery. Oh, is this a movie?
Knives Out?
Is this a new Knives Out? I like.
Oh shit, is that out?
Looks like it is. Yeah, but Benoit Blanc. Let's go.
The second one was wicked good.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm gonna probably watch that today.
Yeah, I'm done later.
I love these movies.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. Like nice, like detective thriller.
Yeah, they're just fun. And they're not like too intense. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch that. That's sick. Is that on the movie? Netflix movie? Oh yeah, Wake Up Dead Man's number 1 at 88. That feels like free money. That's gonna end up winning.
Top 10 shows. So Sean Combs, took the US. Stranger Things is
Yep.
number 2.
Global was Man vs. Baby.
And you think that this flips this week?
Yeah, I think it will flip because the Sean Combs stuff is quieting down as far as like demand and interest. And Stranger Things has their second half of this coming out. Like the second part of Stranger Things comes out on Christmas Eve.
Right. So everyone wants to catch up ahead of it.
Yeah, they want to make sure that they watch it before the second half. And a lot of people who didn't watch it early wanted to watch it going into that.
Interesting. So they're saying use Flix Patrol. We have some alpha from the crowd.
Yep.
It looks like global Man vs. Baby is ahead of Stranger Things.
And look, but global Stranger Things being up there on global makes me a little bit more positive about the US.
Right. And let's look at United States today. Top 10
Scroll down.
TV shows.
Scroll up. They had TV shows second right there on the right. Raw, Sean Combs, Baby. So Monday Night Raw because it's aired live.
Let's just go to this week.
Oh, yep, gotta pay for it.
Paywall.
Paywall.
APIR is from Flix Patrol. He's
but that's the thing, bro. You pay $50 for this, and it's probably worth it.
It's one trade. Hit one trade.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this data is good. That's why, like, I like this type of data. Lost is good until like season 4, and then that shit falls off a goddamn cliff.
Lost may have been the best TV show like during that era. I loved Lost, and then
I hated how I don't want to like leak too much, but I did not like how it ended.
Yeah. Shout out Bopapo listening over on Zora. Bought some of our token. I'm gonna have to buy some of Bopapo's token from our daily bone account here.
Yep.
Can't do it live. Having issues with our wallet and the connection. But shout out Bopapo. Dedicated listener holder Bodoggo Whale listening over on Zora, where you can catch us every day live. Little Zoraception here, watching our podcast on our own Zora stream. Anything else in the prediction market space? It's been interesting.
I think that's the main thing. I think we've kind of covered a lot of stuff on that. Like,
what about Robinhood yesterday? I didn't listen in. Was there anything that was like news?
It was nothing unexpected, dude. Like, it was everything you would have envisioned. They announced combos, which we all know those are just a fancy word for parlays.
Delicious.
Yeah, there really was not much, man, that had me like, holy shit, this is crazy, you know? So I don't know. It was none of it was shocking to me. You know, none of it was awe-inspiring. It was fine. Like, the Cortex thing was a little bit more interesting to me, the AI stuff, because I think that can actually help retail a lot.
What was Cortex?
It's their AI in app, so now users can like ask it questions and get feedback on their portfolio or why something's selling off, or like was there a catalyst. So I think that'll help a lot of people be like, oh, this stock is selling off because the wider market is, not because they did something wrong. Which I think is just good for like financial education.
Right. Yeah, I think I think it's very interesting. I think people need to get better at like talking to AI. I think that's like one super like underserved area right now. People like don't understand the power of AI and like how to get what you need out of it.
Yep.
I encourage all my friends and family to like spend time figuring out how AI works.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat.
Interesting. We have a commenter here. We have Danny Lou is Hutton 832. I don't know if I did that correctly. How does Soul look here, fam? Looking to buy.
Not good.
He's rocking a nice quantum cat. So ordinals holder potentially. We bounced.
I think the whole market can still go lower.
What do you think here? Uptrend, downtrend, chop for a while? Like,
I think the whole market can sell off more, personally. Like, I look at that and I'm like, this doesn't feel great.
We've been ranging. So this is the daily, and we've been ranging between like 129 and 144 since November 14th. So over a month of just in this range. Buying at the top of this, or buying at the bottom of this range and selling at the top of it would have been a very good strategy if you had patience and were able to execute. I don't know if it's going to continue to range or we're going to break out one way or the other. It looks like we're going to get some more information here, though. Either a bounce or break down below. And a breakdown below, we could see next level looking like, I don't know. I mean, this isn't a great level to be at right here.
No.
It's just like $100 soul, right? Is that
Yeah,
right
around there. Yeah, basically right around there.
102. Yeah, that's scary. So hopefully we bounce off, hold the range, and we don't break down on this. But if we do, maybe look to short. Like, what would your short target be if we break down below, close below like 125?
Like 105, 104.
Gotcha.
Pull up the Tesla chart. Yeah, absolute fucking ripping, dude.
Still going. 492.
It's not going to stop.
Just opened, right?
Yeah, not going to stop.
A lot of volatility on opening candle.
There always is. There always is.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this yesterday. Good stocks have been outperforming crypto assets. You own any NVIDIA? This one.
I don't know. I don't.
This is down off all-time highs. If you think
Theo
AI
keeps yelling that it's going to like 5,000, and I'm like, dude, I don't know about all that.
Yeah. See,
he says 1,000, not 5,000, but he's like, when it trades at 1,000, just wait.
Yeah, the thing that concerns me is I think we're seeing more competitors and more people looking for their own solutions. Like, I think, isn't Elon looking to build his own chips or like announce he was building his own chips at this point?
Yep.
So I don't know. Like, I need to look into it more to figure out like what kind of moat NVIDIA has. I mean, they have decades of manufacturing peak components, cutting edge components at like breakneck speeds. So it'll be interesting to see like what moat that has versus Elon's just ability. Like, I mean, Elon's no slouch in terms of like having manufacturing ability, like the companies he owns and what they have to make across all kinds of different sectors, you know, looking at.
And dude, they just got it. Like, Elon just got the sauce. You also have the SpaceX IPO, which I think a lot of people are like hoping, not that you get quote like aloe, but just like that should increase the price, which I think is where you're getting a lot of this price action.
For what?
The SpaceX launch.
Oh, right. Allocation? Like, does that happen for equities like that?
No, that's what I'm saying, is that does not happen. So obviously you have a lot of people who are like hoping that SpaceX pulls Tesla higher.
Do we see something like that happen when more things go on chain and there's like you can like do more like kind of decentralized launches?
I mean, that'd be fucking sick.
Equities giving on-chain equities giving you allocation to ICOs, IPOs. That would be like really cool. I don't think that's out of the possibilities. Question from Fetty in the crowd. What do we think about Monad?
I actually like Monad here. I was talking about it on my stream. It was a short stream this morning, but I was like, there's some stuff here I really like. I kind of like the price action of it. And I think a lot of people are just kind of writing this off, which I'm not a fan of. Obviously, like, I'm like, I want Monad to do well. I like the ecosystem. I like the chain. But it'll be interesting. Like, it's tough to say because I like new chains because they give opportunity and exposure. But I'm also like, do I want to buy into this right now? That's tough.
Yeah, like I would like to see some sign of a bounce first to like exit this downtrend. And I don't know if that's at like 3.2 bill or if it's all the way up at 4.2 bill.
Yep.
You're not going to catch, you know, a lot of the upside if you're waiting until then, but we'll see. But Puppo in the Zora chat, he likes Tesla to 2x next year and then 2x again in 26. So that takes you really close to PO's target of 1K by 2027.
Yeah, but do I want to take a swing on it? That's the real question.
Let's see. We'll run through some quick hitters today. All these are in the newsletter, dailybones.com to subscribe every day in your Inbox. U.S. unemployment hit its highest level since 2021. So unemployment going up. This is the major catalyst for the rate cuts right now. We saw the Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent saying taxpayers could receive $1,000 to $2,000 in refunds this year. I'm not going to be seeing that. I'm going to be paying a lot of taxes.
Yeah, dude. I'm like sick. That's fucking awesome.
Let's have a slightly less tax bill, maybe. Tether launched a PeerPass password manager. I think it's on chain or uses like on chain components so that you don't have to worry about cloud exploits potentially. Bitmine and Tom Lee bought another $140 million worth of ETH. Aster introduced shielded perps up to 1001x. So if you're worried about your longs and shorts being hunted at high leverage, maybe this provides some security. We saw silver hit another all-time high up to $66. Silver's been absolutely crushing it.
I used to be such a silver bull until I dove into like the JP Morgan manipulation of it, and that basically made me stop wanting to trade it.
Let's look at silver. This thing's a pretty wild chart on the daily. This is September to today, and it's been up only. Started at $40 September, beginning of September. Up 50% for a precious metal is crazy. I mean, this thing's been up only all year, almost 2 years, and it's going parabolic now.
Yeah.
Gold has been more volatile than silver. Like gold is still up only, but has had the periods of like retracement and it still is approaching all-time highs. You know, I wish Bitcoin looked like this and not like its current chart, right? But yeah, I know you zoom out enough, you eventually could look like a gold or a silver hedge against inflation. So you're not interested in silver here. You're not interested in silver. You think it's
I'm not really interested in commodities, to be honest.
That's fair. That is fair. That's it for the quick hitters. G Money in the crowd says, "You still holding TIBBIR, Ray?" I am still holding TIBBIR. I don't know how that's doing over the last couple of days. I've been trying not to check holding charts as much for like basically long-term holds, but we'll take a look over and see how that is doing. Please don't tell me terribly. Oh, it's actually up nice. 50% on the day. Okay.
That's wild.
There we go. Almost up to where I bought it. Like, I think I bought it like 39 or 40 cents. We're up 21 cents right now. Thanks, Node, for that one. But I do like this one. This one was interesting. Do you know what this is? Easy. Have you been down the rabbit hole in this?
Not too much, but I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, apparently, like Ribita Capital, like they're saying it's connected to them. It's like some like weird like Kabali play, and it might have like like some crazy utility in the future.
Interesting.
I always thought it was a meme coin. We had Node on, and he did basically almost a full show, like breaking down the conspiracy theories behind this meme coin. Enough so that it convinced me to like top blast it like during the show. So, yeah, up 50% on the day when most things are chopping and down. Hanon up 82% on the day. This is one that we got in and we traded. Wojak big as well, up 41%. So we are seeing some action out of meme coins. Troll up 25%. Interesting. Oh, Kabuto. There was a Kabuto. Wasn't there something with Kabuto in prediction markets that happened over the last couple of days? What happened there?
So TCG Player, they figured out that they can manipulate the price action. The over-under was, will it hit over $100 per card by the end of December? Last night, it got pushed to $149 a card. So that ended up settling yes. There was no dispute. Pretty wild.
Interesting. And these are what? First edition? Fossil or something? It's wild that these cards are worth so much.
Crazy.
It was like near mint or something?
Yeah, I mean, just go to the Polymarket market for it and just search for Kabuto. And it's the first one resolved. So you can look here. Here's my screen. This resolved yes. Yesterday, people tried to push the price down. Dipped as low as 64, so you would have had over a 60% gain on it. But obviously, it then settled with no dispute. You can see that it's based on, yes, if any daily price shown on the market price history chart set to 1M for Kabuto near mint first edition on TCG Player is equal to or higher than the price specified in the title. The price is 100, which we see. We go over to TCG Player, and this was like Kabuto King ended up commenting on this because he was not happy with it. Market price right here, 123. So somebody ended up swiping through and like buying the shit out of these. If you find Kabuto King, he ended up having some strong, I feel like, sentiment on it, which was here. Just woke up to Kabuto NM price at 137.90. Does this mean the poly market's over? So he did also comment on some of it too, where he had basically said like this is just going to open up opportunity for people to more or less game the system, right? So that was kind of the thing that we saw, and a lot of people were not happy about that because it just shows that some of these markets are still ripe for manipulation, which is very difficult. And some of these niche markets is why I didn't trade it. Also, not shocked. Robinhood not taking off. Never had a doubt. Still holding strong.
Yeah, I can see why he's mad because he's getting like basically getting free advertisement and people like pushing for that $100 mark. And once that thing is gone,
it's over. Like, yeah, you're done. Peace. Kit and caboodle.
Yeah, well, that's interesting because that's probably like the strongest marketing push he's got. So he said Robinhood taking off here.
Yep.
Oh yeah, big roll open, up over 1% today. Coinbase still up, up then down. So we'll see how markets hold up today. What are the majors doing? How's ETH looking? ETH made a run earlier at open too. Back down now. That's about all I have. Anything else you have on your? Oh, actually, one more thing. Sorry. Free mint on art blocks available now. We've been talking about these art blocks, final 3 collections. This is the final one, and this is from Snowfro. So artblocks.io. You'll be able to find the collection. It is called send/receive. This is a free mint from Snowfro. I mean, if you're not familiar with Snowfro, he did the squiggles. He's basically the founder of Art Blocks. Free mint. There's 59,000 of these remaining. Eligibility is any Art Blocks owner. So there's a snapshot for these, I believe. And anyone who owns any piece of Art Blocks on any wallet can go and mint with that wallet. This can be a 65K supply. Free mint. Has to be EV positive if you hold one of these. So check this out. If you hold any art blocks, make sure you check all those wallets because there have been some other like interesting free pieces that have dropped over time that you may hold. And this is live until December 31st. So make sure you double check that. But I think that's about it. Anything else on your end, Easy?
No, that's about it. Relatively quiet day. I think we're gonna end up having like kind of a quiet week and a half here going into Christmas. I don't even know if we have like any major token stuff coming out, like TGEs or anything, do we?
Rainbow announced the TGE, but that's coming February.
Yeah, most of the stuff I feel like at this point is gonna wait until next year.
Yep. I was looking at a number of markets for TGEs on Polymarket.
I like those because I like the FDV markets. The over-under FDV markets and the raise markets. How much will like a pre-sale raise?
I like, yeah, like as that day approaches. I don't like taking them in advance because you're so.
I wait till the last day.
Yeah, you're so held to like major prices like Bitcoin,
yep,
Ethereum, Solana for those that like if the market takes a dump in 2 weeks and you're in one of these positions, like token suffers because of it. Yeah, you take them close to expiration when you have a better idea. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yep, I agree.
All right, well, that's going to do it for today's show. Thank you all for listening. It's been a wonderful Wednesday over here. You can catch us every day. We do this podcast Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. You can also listen back on every major podcasting platform, Spotify, Apple, you name it, and watch over on YouTube or Zora, where we stream each